Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Cougar Chronicles, where you don't have to be a cougar, but you can act like one just for the night. Oh my God, the weather here in Georgia and South Georgia is really, 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 really terrible. We got a little break right now. Hopefully, the rain and thunder and lightning and all that is done for tonight. But if it's not, then what can we do? We're giving some people a little more time to get on before we delve into uh, our show tonight. We got a lot of things to cover. So these are people calling now to ask about coming on. So I will.
Let them come on.
Hmm, hold on. As I said, anyway, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, even if I'm not seeing you. If you're on Facebook looking at us and you don't want to come aboard, just let us know you're out there. Send us a chat, send us something. And I'm wondering why my shirt is buckling up. Maybe I ain't got on the right bra. But anyway, let's see. Okay. All right. Now we got Mitchell all the way from California. We got Diane Corder all the way from Chicago, two ends of the world, and I'm right here in the middle, as well as our boards run by Kiki from Like Minds out in Cali as well. Oh, Diane, I ain't gonna ask you about the weather. Mitchell, I know you're gonna tell me yours is wonderful, so I don't even want to know. Diane, are you cold? Tell me you're cold so I can
I'm
have somebody.
cold. I'm cold. That's it though. But the weather's not really bad today. It's cold.
Oh, but it's still cold. Well, it's been raining all day here, windy. We keep getting alerts about tornadoes, and it was very
It's just gonna be
terrible
cold in
today.
Chicago. It's just gonna be
Mm,
cold
You
here.
just are yawning. You know, yawning is contagious, right, Diane?
I heard about it.
Once you start doing it, everybody else on the thing will start doing it.
If I
So,
hadn't done it, we have a bad situation right here on this land. So I had to
oh,
get it
okay,
out.
okay. I'm glad you got it out.
It's
I
over.
thought I thought you were trying to be the cowardly lion.
No, I ain't trying to be cowardly nothing these days.
You ain't a coward no more.
No, I ain't never been a coward. I've
Oh,
done a
I've
bunch
been
of
one.
things,
Oh
but
my
never
goodness,
been a
I'm a
coward.
coward. I can't fight with a damn. I talk some shit, but I can't fight. I
Never
don't
been a
think. I
coward.
ain't never had to fight, so I don't know. Maybe I can. How you doing, Mitchell?
Good today. Very good.
I only see you from the glasses up.
Yeah,
What you trying to hide?
nah, nothing.
Are you shrinking?
I got my phone up all the way on top of my dresser right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
all
now I
right
can't see
then.
nothing but the top of his
Your
head.
dresser must be pretty high, 'cause you look like a little kid in kindergarten.
Uh, I wish.
No, you don't want to go back to kindergarten.
Hey, I
You couldn't
do.
do nothing but sit there and keep going to bed, laying down, get up, go to sleep, go out there and
That's
be like,
what
here
they,
come your mama.
That's
that's
all
what they
right.
do to you when you're in kindergarten.
Yeah, that's what they did to you. We didn't even have kindergarten, Diane. We had to start with first grade. I don't think they invented kindergarten until later.
I thought I had kindergarten.
Not
Maybe
Trump
my
finna get rid of everything. Ain't gonna be no kind of school, not even a school of fish. I hear
yeah,
fish got to swim by themselves. Ain't that something?
well, ain't
He
gonna be
changing
nice.
the whole course of history or whatever.
You don't want to be no education. You don't want nobody to know nothing.
Yeah, I know. I know. But it won't stop us from teaching our kids what we got to teach them
No, it won't.
or
You
anybody
know,
else's kids.
I was thinking yesterday when it was coming time for the election. I asked quite a few people. I said, "Who you gonna vote for?" And someone was telling me nobody. I ain't voting for nobody. I ain't voting for nothing.
Which is
Hmm.
worse.
They
It's
got
just
just
as
what they
bad as
voted for.
voting for the wrong person.
That's why I said they got just what they voted for. They wasn't voting for nothing. They wasn't voting for nobody, and they got just what they voted
Yep,
for. I
yep,
said,
yep, yep.
"Wow." No, they wish they hadn't said that now or hadn't done that now.
I heard that you are waiting, anticipating, getting ready for the all-white party up there in Chicago.
I
Flame
am,
Monroe coming
girl.
up there
It's
to
gonna be
turn
the
things out.
stuff at the Fantasy Lounge. Yes, yes, we're gonna have a
The
ball.
Fantasy Lounge. Okay, what
Yes.
that mean?
Hey, that means just what it say.
Mm.
You got to come to it to get it, baby. The
Hmm.
white party's gonna be. You know, Flame got a lot of fabulous friends, and good people love Flame, and a lot of folks gonna be there. It's gonna be.
Yeah, and I know she probably gonna have the outfit of the year.
Well, you know, she was on the her page the other day shopping for some fabric to have her outfit
Oh,
made.
Lord. It's gonna be scandalous.
Flame told me, I'm gonna surprise them, Diane. I say, ain't too much you can do to surprise them. They know it's
Well, I
gonna be
know that's
outstanding.
right. What else can you do? What
But
else can you
Flame is
do?
really getting ready for that though. That's that, and it's selling pretty well too. I'm going on to White Party, April the 21st, Chicago, Illinois, 2025, the Fantasy Lounge, Flame Monroe.
That's in
Uh,
April or May?
April,
What
April,
is what is she okay. But
April
she's coming back home
21st.
in May for something else, right?
I don't know about that. I don't try to misquote nothing because I've been messed up the dates and won't nothing be
Yeah,
right.
me too. I have to keep looking at my dates.
Right, but
You
I
know?
know, April 21st is the date for the show
Okay.
for
Okay.
the White
April
Party.
21st.
hmm At the Fantasy
That's
Lounge.
what day?
Now don't make me lie. I think it's a Monday, ain't it?
Okay. We had
Yeah, cause
Kat
the 20th
on.
is the weed day, and that's on the 20th. That's Sunday.
Yeah, you should ask Trina about that. Well, I don't think she dabs in that anymore. Uh,
Well,
like
that's
she
my
used to.
daughter's birthday, so I have to kind of
Ki-
pay her bill.
Kiki gave it up too, I think.
What? What's wrong, Kiki? You ain't
Kiki,
talking?
I don't think she heard us.
Oh, okay.
She's on mute right there. Oh
Oh,
my God, my phone would ring, and it's not
there's
anything
somebody trying to
important
come
because
in.
in your house.
No, I said since there's somebody trying to come on your line. I thought
I
somebody
was
was trying to
waiting
come on
on
your
some more
line.
people because Kevin came on and he got back off. So let me call and see what's going on. Kev. Watch, I go over there and it's a robocall.
You can look forward to a lot more of them in your future.
I don't even know this lady's name. I think they just pick random people phones and just call people, hoping they'll call. They'll pick up, that you'll pick up.
And say hello and get your
Okay, we're
voices
gonna
in
we're
their
gonna
head.
go ahead and start our conversation for today because I don't want people coming on for a minute. She said I'm back smoking. I think that's something. And she just told me last week that she wasn't doing it. So it didn't even take 3 days for her to start back, Diane.
Hey, some things are better known early.
think it took me like an hour.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I quit
I'm
once.
glad well, in that case, I'm glad I never started.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't either. When
so,
I tried to start, I coughed for an hour and 2 hours, and I said, "Oh, this ain't for me."
yeah,
Uh,
So
yeah.
I
That's,
didn't.
that's like
I
the
don't
one
like the
important
cough,
part,
so I ain't trying to get on there and do that kind of
That's
thing. So
exactly why I knew it wasn't for me. I said, all this coughing is a warning. You ain't supposed to do this.
okay. Hey, comedian Miss
Hey,
Margaret Owens, how are you?
Hello, hello.
I'm fine. Thank you for coming on, dear. We are about to start. I was waiting on some other people, but I think the 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock thing threw everybody off. But they'll be coming on before we get off, hopefully. If not, we're gonna make it do what it do. As I said
that's right.
before, this is Cougar Chronicles. Thank you for joining us, where we talk about topics of today, topics of yesterday. We give our opinions. And it's just something we do because, we can. And we are comic strong, we are community strong, and we are strong, because some of them can fight. Not me, but some of these people on here can fight. So, anyway, so let's begin. Welcome, 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 everybody. Miss Owens, please tell us where you're tuning in from and how
I
the
am
weather is in your part of town.
Smithfield, North Carolina, and it's like just rainy. That's about
Rainy.
it. Just a little.
You say
Yes, ma'am.
Smithfield?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought you were from like Kansas or somewhere.
Maybe I need to go. No.
No, I thought that's where I met you. Where when we were communicating, that's where you were
Mm,
from. I don't know why. I never thought Smithfield.
yes, I'm
So
sorry.
you know, Neil Bryant?
Neil Bryant.
Yeah, he's more
Mm,
like I think he was more in the Fayetteville area. Um,
yeah, I don't know him.
Smithfield is
Um,
Smithfield is where they used to have the pork, the good barbecue and all, right?
yeah, they still do. Yeah, we still do. Yeah.
They still do. I thought they moved the whole company over to China or something.
No, it still has this was it Smithfield packing plant?
Oh, they do
Not the
have a plant there?
the mm,
Oh,
a little
okay.
less on
Okay.
behind, but yeah.
Oh, okay. So tell us more about yourself. How long you been doing comedy? How did you find out about us? All of that kind of stuff.
I started doing comedy probably about 17 years ago. I started in church. I had I have a character named
Hmm.
Ginger G Vitus, and I started out
Ginger
doing
divitis. Okay,
Ginger
all
G,
righty.
yeah, Ginger G, like Ginger Vitus.
Ginger G. Yeah,
Mhm.
gingivitis, yeah.
And so I started doing it for the kids, and then I got like three pillows in my butt and big glasses.
Oh.
My audience became more of adults, and so I had to switch it up a little bit. I wear tacky
Hmm.
clothes, but then when it became more adults, I started wearing clothes that were big, but they were matching.
Yeah.
And then I have he's family, Jay Darrell. He got me to do some comedy, do it for his dad, but I didn't have the suit,
Hmm.
so he was like, "Well, do it anyway." And so that's how I actually started doing stand up, outside the church. But I don't use profanity or anything, but that's how I started doing it about a good 10 years ago. So,
Oh, okay.
mhm.
Mm. Okay. Well, Diane's on here, and Diane uses profanity a lot. No, I'm just
Not as
kidding.
Oh,
much as I
I
used
can listen
to.
to it. I can hear it a lot. I just choose not to use it.
I
Yeah,
don't
I
use
know.
it as much.
I was just playing with Diane
I don't use it as much. I say
as
different
much.
words.
And
Yeah.
Kevin, I can see like two eyes or two something. I
Uh,
don't know what that is. It looks like something in the sky.
that's me. That's me. Something in the sky, baby.
Oh, I
Why
see it.
you got it? Okay, I see you now. It's too dark, Kevin.
You want
Don't laugh. Don't laugh.
you what you want to see my pretty face?
I saw his two eyes.
Oh,
Uh,
I was looking at Miss Owen's background, and I was like, oh, she got something that says Cougar too, but that's us.
Yeah, I
I'm
finally
just
able. That's what popped up for me to download. I had a hard time, but I got it.
see, okay, see, I didn't know they could do that. All right,
Yeah.
Kevin, what's that? You showing us your doggy?
huh?
Was that a dog over there on the ground?
No,
What was that? Your dirty clothes?
Him.
I don't know what you talking about. Oh,
Wait,
my rack. That's my shoe rack.
your who?
Shoe rack.
Oh, your shoe rack. I ain't see but one pair of shoes. You don't need a
That's
rack for
that's
that.
all I need.
You you can put them at the foot of the bed. Shit.
Papa,
You
you
know,
Where you gonna buy
crazy.
a rack just in case you get some more shoes?
you
You
already
gotta
know.
see for
Why
one
are
pair of
you being
shoes.
why are you so comfortable? Being so comfortable. We get a new woman on the thing, now all of a sudden you want to be a sex symbol.
No, man.
Didn't she just tell you she was religious?
No. What they
And she
got to do with
said,
it?
It has a
Exactly.
lot to do with it. She don't pick up errant men like me and Diane. I mean, like Diane
I was gonna say, speak for
off of the
yourself. Speak for
internet.
yourself. Speak for yourself. I don't do no internet men at all. Cause I generally can't spell their
I'm doing
name.
mine Zoom.
You
Man,
know, Zoom man.
y'all don't want to
I'm
start. Y'all don't want to start talking about no scriptures. Y'all don't want to go there. Y'all
Oh
don't want.
Lord, here we go. Here we go, Kevin. Thank you for
I ain't
coming in.
going there.
Yeah. Tell
You
us
know,
where you're coming from. I mean, the rest of us know, but Miss Owens doesn't know. Um, you
I'm coming
coming
from
from
my hometown, my country. I'm back in San Juan, Puerto Rico. San Juan, Puerto Rico. Well, the Bronx anyway. But anyway,
the
no,
Bronx?
I'm from Harlem,
Might
USA.
as well be Puerto Rico, right?
If you've been to one, you've been to the other. I'm just chilling
Mhm.
because I'm just really recuperating from the surgery. you know.
Yeah. Are you still recuperating? Okay.
Yeah, I just had it, man, and that sucker is no
I
joke.
know, but you were acting like you were very active, so like you got a good person to work with you on
No,
everything.
well, everybody says the same thing, and it's like I'm just waiting for this swelling to go down. I thought it was gonna go down in 3 days, but they said,
I've heard that term before, but they weren't talking about they swole knee or nothing. Okay. All right.
Barbara, there you
So
go, getting Barbara. There you go, being Barbara.
uh,
who said
There you
that?
go, being. I said it. There you go, being Barbara. That's what
I'm
I
not
said.
being Barbara. I'm
You just
being
said it was
honest.
slow.
you know,
Okay.
I try to figure out how would you be if you had your own talk show.
Who, me?
Yeah, how would that go?
I would be delighted. I would
Uh-huh.
be banking. Put it
uh
that way. I don't care how I be, long as I be.
Okay.
Okay, so y'all, let's get into this so we won't have to be wasting people's time tonight. You know, who knows? Somebody might be tuning in from Facebook or Instagram land. So ah again, I'm on the Funny and Fearless tour with Tiffany Haddish and Flame Monroe, and this week we are journeying to the Texas area. We'll be starting off on
Oh,
Friday
good.
night in San Antonio. Saturday night we will be in Houston, and Sunday night we will end in Austin, Texas. And prayerfully, I will be flying back in Monday to wait until the next week to be in the Floridas. So, but we'll let you know about that next Monday.
Right.
Anyway, I want y'all to know we got the Roar Report, we got Cougar Snacks. Diane didn't want to eat last week, so we'll see if she's hungry this week. So she
No,
just
Snacks wasn't as appetizing last week to me. I just gotta say.
Kevin, wasn't that terrible? I mean, we put up the Cougar Snack, and she goes, I ain't even hungry.
I
That
wasn't.
was crazy.
But that was the
That
truth.
was crazy. Yeah, it was funny. It was funny.
Some
So,
cougar
okay.
snacks you can pass over, in my
Okay,
opinion.
let's get into some topics, trending topics right now. Jasmine Crockett faces criticism over wheelchair comment. So do y'all know about that? What happens? Supposedly there's a guy in Congress who is in a wheelchair, and the guy has he's been in a wheelchair for a while. His tag even says Hot Wheels. So she said something and about it. This is one of the people that usually be on. Y'all hold on a minute. Hello, Sandra, come on, Cougar Chronicles. Okay, how do I get on? Did you send me the I sent you the link. Did you send me the link for it? I did. In your Okay, all right. Anyway, he has a wheelchair and his wheelchair says Hot Wheels. So when she was on talking about something about him and she calls him Hot Wheel, oh, the Republican Party went into an uproar. So I don't know if any of you saw that. So they really got it out for Jasmine Crockett, and I want to know how y'all feel about what she's doing. Do you feel for her? Are you rooting for her? What do y'all think?
Well, I personally am rooting for her.
Me too.
Yes, I am.
Me too. She's a fireball,
She
and
say
they
things
can't
like they
take it
need to be
because not
said.
only is she smart, she can back it up.
Right, she know the law.
Kevin, you looking all smug. You
Well,
you always try to play the naysayer, hey, hey DeAndre Dukes, come on. Thank you for coming
I'm
on, dear.
gonna pause my TV. Let me go get back in my corner.
Okay, we hear you going back to your corner.
No, I'm
Can I say
coming.
can I say something while he's getting back in the corner?
Yes.
I think that if he had Hot Wheels on his wheelchair, they shouldn't have
Hmm.
really said nothing because
On his car. That's his car tag.
okay, because that's like me having bald head bandit or something, and somebody says something about a bald head, I shouldn't get offended because I put it out there myself.
Hmm.
Exactly.
I
Well,
don't know the story. So,
I agree, but I don't agree when it comes to like the bald head thing, because it could be you might have had to you chose to cut your hair probably. Or if it was someone who was sick or something, they may be
Right,
offended if you. I guess
right,
it depends on how you would say it or what you would say.
right. I have alopecia. That's why I cut mine. I got tired
Hmm.
of wearing them wigs, so I just cut it all off. It
Yeah.
wouldn't grow in the middle. But I'm just saying. I mean, like I said, I don't know how she said it or whatever. But did he get offended or just the?
No, it was just them. They try to do everything they can just to try to discredit anything she says out there because they know she's the truth. And again, I look at Kevin and his face looks like, oh, here we go. What you gotta say, Kevin? You always. I think Kevin just likes being. He likes debate.
Yeah,
Hey, welcome, Miss B, out in Tampa. Miss B, I'll be in town in 2 weeks, God willing. So I hope to see you, DeAndre. You coming out to Tampa? You're in Tampa or somewhere that way,
I'm in
aren't you?
Tampa.
Okay,
Yep,
I'll be
Tampa.
there on the 17th of April.
Okay, good. Yeah, okay,
Yes.
we got to make it happen then.
Yes, we gonna make it happen. You gotta cook. Oh no, you be cooking stuff I can't even pronounce.
I will cook you something that you can eat. I will cook you
Okay,
something.
good. I be looking at some of the stuff. I'm like, what is she eating? Is that real or them flowers she got out the garden?
That's funny.
We're talking about Jasmine Crockett being the fireball and how she faced criticism over a lot of the things she said, namely one of the thing what she said about the congressman the Hot Wheels thing that she said.
Hmm.
And I think
Hmm.
they're just using everything they can just to, try to discredit her and try to silence her, but she can't be silenced, at least not now,
Yes, you
because
can.
now it's gone all the way to why you have a football and don't play a lick of ball.
I do play football. I was getting stuff out the way. I've been
You
moving.
you you got a football out the way, but
I,
you don't care about all them clothes over there on the floor.
I ain't got no
And
floor. Only thing on the floor is all your nephew stuff. I had went shopping.
oh, okay. Oh, see, you went shopping. You shouldn't have done that.
I had to. His birthday coming up, and I had to get a lot of stuff.
Oh, so he does. When is his birthday?
Tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Well, you better get it in check.
And
So now, what we're talking about is Jasmine Crockett. Anybody?
Mhm.
I'm still waiting. How do you feel about Jasmine Crockett and her boldness, so to
I
speak?
like that. I like Jasmine Crockett. I'm gonna say this because I'm driving on the highway, guys. I just came out of a meeting. I'm so sorry I'm joining y'all late. But that comment that she made about the wheels or something like that, they said it was a common comment that was made often, but they made a big deal
Mm-hmm.
when she made it. But it
Yes.
wasn't anything new that was spoken. So that's what they do. They take the things that they figured isn't common knowledge or whatever that most people won't check into and won't know about, and they'll make a big deal out of it, and everyone will join the party without knowing the true facts. But Jasmine, what she does is she speaks truth, and she don't mind talking about whatever the current subject is, matter may be, whether it makes her popular or not. But what she's doing is she's representing her constituents, and she's letting them know what the facts are. And when things are spoken or said or done that we may not have a clear understanding of, she doesn't mind getting on the soapbox and letting it be known. And I love her for that.
I do too.
I feel the same way. Anyone else? Miss V?
I was gonna ask because I got stuck on the comment because you know how sometimes they'll say, well, so and so is heck on wheels, with the other words. So is that what she was saying? Because
No,
again,
no, no, no. He had said something or done something as they do.
right.
And instead of saying his name like Senator whatever or Congressman whatever, she says Hot Wheels. And they had been calling the man that, and he calls himself that. He
Okay.
has a tag that says that.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so
So
the thing was, why are y'all making a big deal
I was
about
gonna say,
that
what's the
when
problem? What's the problem then?
the problem
There
was
isn't
it was
one.
her? And
Yeah.
they needed something to get on her to get, just to rile up the MAGAs or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
No problem.
Kevin,
I'm grateful
I'm
for
not
her.
used to you being quiet. What are you waiting on?
No, I was just letting y'all get on. Well, she has pretty eyes.
Oh
Uh,
my God.
but sometimes people just do things. You got to see what's behind it. You know, that's just they want any excuse to attack somebody. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, was it really that far? The context was really insulting. What was behind it? And like I said, come on, stop the foolishness. You could detect foolishness a mile away, really. Because she said, "Well, especially if that's your cat."
Monica.
Her
Yeah,
nickname.
well, come on, get out of here with that bull. That's all somebody got to say. Get out of here with that bull. You know what's the first of all?
Take this out. Pull the balloons down. I can't see, baby.
What was the issue that was being talked about before saying the Hot Wheels? Okay, they're gonna
Right.
bypass
Right.
that.
Right.
Let's get back to the issue. What we talking about?
And
Right.
that's exactly what they were pulling the people away from what the topic was by
Mhm.
throwing in that red herring,
Yeah,
oh my God, I'm appalled. She called him what?
yeah.
And
Come on,
and everybody there calls him that.
selling wolf
So
tickets. Selling wolf
yeah,
tickets.
yeah.
Yeah,
Without a wolf, because the
yeah.
wolf was down there playing golf.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Come on.
crazy, man. I man, I
I
I'm
idiom
done. I'm
idiom
done. Say what now?
idiom for idiots.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
That's
DeAndre Dots, don't you say nothing because your military career is on it's in question already. If he had it his way, nobody would have a job. Nobody but them. I just don't get it. I don't get it at all.
You know I got a new job, right?
Oh, what's your job?
I'm working at the milk station now.
Oh, really? Bringing other people into the military.
Yeah, I'm one of the people that'll be like, all right, duck walk, get out my face. Go.
Wait, what? Oh, okay. So now you get to tell people whether or not they get to be in the military.
Yeah, I'm like, something hurt on you, shh, get that check.
Is it called a recruiter? Is that what it's called?
No, no, I'm not a recruiter. I mean, they gotta come to me. So before they go out, I have to do a physical.
Oh, okay.
And he
Yeah.
probably just being mean.
Nah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you? DeAndre is a comic as well, y'all. So we how many comics we got? One, two, three, four comics tonight. I think that's something. Oh, including myself, I forgot. And Sandra thinks she's a comic. So anyway, all right.
Not even interested in the job. Barbara Carlyle ain't interested in the job at all.
Okay. Good, good. Aaron Hall is reported missing by his family. Anybody know where Aaron Hall is? Do y'all know Aaron Hall?
You mean the Aaron?
Aaron Hall, the singer, Aaron Hall.
Hmm.
Wow.
Wow, that's heavy.
It says R&B legend Aaron Hall has been reported missing, according to close family and friends. He reportedly hasn't been seen or heard from in weeks, and concerns are growing. No official investigation has been announced, but fans are spreading the word to help locate him.
Does he have some
Wow.
type of illness? Like,
I don't know. I mean, it's been a minute since you heard the name Aaron Hall. Because
Yeah.
you remember back a long time ago when R. Kelly first started, they used to compare the two when it came to singing. And that's the last I heard of him. Aaron Hall, he's a very good singer. Who was it that he used to sing with? Aaron Hall.
God.
Yeah.
It's the
this guy?
yeah, Guy and Black Men United.
And you
Yeah.
know the irony of that is, at the time I was working for Uptown Records.
Mm-hmm.
I got pictures of them before they were even Guy. And me and Aaron
What
like,
were they? Just men? Just little boys?
I just
They
got
weren't no guys,
what happened.
fellas.
I was working for
Forget it. You messed up the joke. Just keep
I
going.
interrupted. Working for
Yeah.
Andre Harrell. He had just
Uh-huh.
I'm like, he said, hey, Kev, I want you to take, because I was a photographer. That's what I studied in school. He says, I want to take a picture of this new film I'll be producing. Yeah. And so that's why I got introduced to Teddy. And
Teddy Riley. Yeah.
and brother was in it. It was, oh man, the other guy was, oh, why his name just went out of my head.
I can't remember the name either. That was so long ago.
Yeah. So
But
anyway,
they came up with the New Jack Swing, right?
No, that was
That
Teddy.
that era of music.
That was Teddy.
The New Jack, huh?
That was
Teddy
Teddy.
Riley, but weren't they still together
Yeah.
then? Yeah,
Yeah.
that New Jack Swing era.
Yep. And that was cool. And it was fun working at Uptown. It was I got
Well, let me ask you this: since you said you worked at Uptown, did you ever run into the late Angie Stone? Because she
oh
was talking about some things that happened at Uptown.
nah, she wasn't there when I was there. Ah. Matter of fact, Puffy wasn't even there yet because I was there at the beginning because he was running his business out of his brownstone in Brooklyn.
Mhm.
And all I wanted was a record deal, but he just wanted me to take pictures. And sure enough, when you go to his
Oh,
office,
so you say record deal?
uh-huh.
Is that Prism Records? Record Records?
Nah, nah.
Because you never intimated that you could sing.
Oh, okay. Well, now I'm doing it now. It was that.
Okay, so you can sing.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. You give us a couple of lines.
Me,
Me, me, me, me, me, me, me.
me, 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 me.
What kind of songs did you sing? Gospel,
Oh,
jazz, R&B?
I've written and produced several of them. Matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do? Matter of fact, since you think I'm playing,
I don't think you're playing. I think you're lying. There's a
okay,
difference
okay.
That's a
between playing
whole
and
different
lying.
thing.
You gonna make me get up, and I ain't even unwrapped.
Don't hurt your knee. Don't hurt your knee.
I
That's
know.
right.
I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show you something. Since
It's
you
gonna be phony.
say what?
Phony.
Phony. Ha ha ha. You funny. You
I
phony.
know. You think I should be a comic?
You should.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you'll make it one day. I believe that.
Because you got a bad leg, it might be a hip hop song. But don't.
I think I didn't even unwrap this thing yet because I just moved.
Kevin, don't hurt yourself trying to prove you can't sing. That you know it ain't no good if it's got spider webs around it. Or is that plastic?
That's rapping.
Oh, I thought that was spider webs. It was so old.
Ah,
I was looking at iHeart and it said that he was named in that Diddy lawsuit. Aaron Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the
So
same.
you think somebody done got it?
I don't know,
Mhm.
but like in this day and age, it's really hard for somebody to be missing without at least a final footprint someplace, right? So his phone should be someplace, the last place his phone was, the last phone call that was made. I don't know why
I
that's
never
not.
knew I guess Diddy's reach is pretty extensive. I never knew that Aaron Hall worked with Diddy.
there you go.
Because it don't even seem like they were out at the same time to me.
I see
Oh,
it.
let me see.
I see it, Kevin.
It says Kid Rock.
Yes.
KB Rock
It says KB Rock. Okay, what's the name of the song?
for the hip hop fans.
A hip hop fan. That's the
Well,
name of it?
But that was the name of the song.
Okay, let's hear it. You ain't got to play it. You don't remember it?
Yeah, but it ain't gonna do it justice. I ain't got no music with it, no nothing.
You ain't got no record player? You got the record that ain't got no record player?
Yeah, it's in the record store.
It's in the record store. Okay.
Come on now.
Okay. Who sang with you, Kevin? Who's you could have got me to be one of your background dancers.
Yeah, I could have. You know, like I said, man, it's a whole. But listen, when I used to work for Isaac Hayes, like I said, you look at
Kevin is famous and not famous.
Yeah. You know what? This thing has so many ups and downs, twists and turns. I was always at first and goal from, doing this show, that show, being head writer at this station. Man, you never know. You can't call it. You can't call it.
I'm impressed by you every week, Kevin.
They say the swiftest runner doesn't always win the race, and that is true. Because I've been swift and I ain't won yet.
You're winning. You're still doing what you love.
That's true. That's true. So
maybe you're not winning monetarily, you're not winning socially, but who wants to be at the top of the pyramid? Well, that's too much pressure.
Well, listen, once again, I got to get there.
I ain't never wanted to be a household name. I I didn't want to be that kind of famous where I got to worry about if somebody gonna steal my child or come and I got to walk around with bodyguards. I
Yeah,
never want. I just want people to know my name, know my jokes.
but listen, you've been in the business, you've earned certain things, and like, who knows why, and like I said, you can't call it because you got a lot of people who have reached those pinnacles but aren't as nearly as funny or as talented, and
That's
I
true. That's always the case.
yeah,
You just like it with basketball, you can probably go out here in any neighborhood
Yeah.
and find some kids that's better than LeBron, better than Michael Jordan, better than a lot of the people out there because you know, but they just never get the chance, the opportunity. You know,
yeah, and
especially with if you're from a small town like I'm from, they don't get the opportunity to be seen by the big colleges and unless they,
I don't know why this came to mind. Did you ever work with Robin Harris?
Robin.
Robin Harris.
No, I didn't. I wish I had.
Oh,
Never got the chance to meet him.
oh, okay. Yeah, I worked with him once, and he was a nice guy. Him, Bernie Mac. I got a chance to, hang with these guys for a little
Well,
bit.
you by the time um Def Jam came along, Robin was gone, but I know you got to meet a whole lot of them when they were taping all that and
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and the people were coming through
Mm-hmm.
Uptown Comedy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was a beautiful thing.
So, but are they saying, Miss Blake, are they saying that they're trying to find Aaron? What is his family saying?
No, I didn't see that. I'm not really sure. I was just saying that the thing that wasn't making sense to me, for him to be missing, we've got to know more. Unless it's just not something that is rising to the top for the people who have access.
But
There
that's
could be
that's kind of
something.
strange. I did not know that he was affiliated with Puffy.
Yeah,
So there's so many you see so many things on YouTube. I think I need to stay away from YouTube because it ain't nothing but professional gossip,
yeah, but not that.
and
Listen, you can't believe everything you see. I saw two people. They said who had died. Passed away.
Right.
They were
That's
both.
true.
I did
I know about that. I'm talking about all the different things. They take a story, and I think people just expound on stuff and throw stuff up just to get their likes up, get people to hit on their page and whatever.
It's all a
Like
game.
there's so many different stories about the Angie Stone thing, and it's terrible, man. Let her
Yeah,
rest in
I don't.
peace.
I don't listen. I don't understand that myself. I ain't gonna. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, you in the nah, you be wanting to get it? Nah, that don't sound right. That don't sound
Yeah.
right. You know. But then
Marvin's. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I
no, but
thought you were through.
about the accident, the van with Tracy and
Mhm.
I don't know if you know Jimmy, but he was
Jimmy
on.
Mack. Yeah.
He passed away, and I like Jimmy. Me and Jimmy, he was a good dude. He was,
Mhm.
I mean, the rest of the cats I knew too, they're good dudes too. But Jimmy, he was a good dude. I liked it, Jimmy. So but who knows why? Who knows? Once again, you can't call it. So I tell everybody, find your joy in life while you're here. Of course, as soon as you look around and time be moving so fast, you're like, what?
Yeah, I know.
It was
It
just
does.
how the heck did I get
Because
here?
it's April. It's April already. And it was like Christmas was just here. It's like it's almost a third of the year is gone.
I'm gonna tell you this here, and only people that when I tell them this, they don't believe it until it actually happens. When you got to start enjoying yourself, you got to start enjoying yourself in May. I repeat, you got to start enjoying yourself in May, because for some strange reason, and y'all mark me, y'all listen to this well. After the 4th of July, for some strange reason, all of a sudden November, like what the heck? It goes by that quick. The day after the 4th of July, I told my boy, "Hey, just get out of
Well,
here."
what you said May?
Well, because
So you said
May,
start enjoying yourself in May, and
yeah,
then because after July, everything.
no, I didn't say after July. I said after the 4th of July. For some,
Mhm.
right after the 4th of July come, everything is like bop. Next thing you know, it's November. It's like, what, Thanksgiving is here already? And I told my boy that he didn't believe it. And sure enough, when it happened, I said, yo, It's November. He says, dang, you're right. When he thought about it, I don't know why. It just goes that quickly.
And then it's December, and I still don't have a present.
Yeah, it's December. And once that Thanksgiving come in December, January, it goes that quick. Bop, bop, bop. And then you want February to be over quickly because it's the coldest month. And next,
And the shortest month, and Black History Month.
Yeah.
Well,
And my
used to be.
birthday,
And your birthday, huh? Okay. February what?
23rd.
23rd. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm the
So
first.
the bottom line is find your joy and get your spirit right and make friends with the master. That's the creator of us all. Because like I said, man, you got to find joy. There's so much stuff going on. And those who really have that third eye or who are spiritually sound and apt, they can see,
Yeah.
Because the internet is basically foolishness for the majority of things. About 10% of the stuff you can find that's really something that's educational, and you're like, oh wow, or you get new material from it if you're a comic. But the rest of that stuff is really garbage. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's garbage.
Yeah. And
Everybody.
it's amazing how you can get on the computer and before you know it, 2 hours have passed. And I'm like, I can't believe I have been on here this long just looking at stupidity.
Because you're intrigued by stupidity, but let's be honest. And the thing about it is because you're in entertainment, everybody wants to be a star. Everybody,
Mhm.
you got people in there that's grown, 40s, 50s, 60s, just dancing. You
Why
doing,
people can't dance?
huh?
Where them fans at?
It's just you just dancing on. That's it.
It was okay for you to dance. You just don't want people to be dancing because your knee messed up. Let these
No,
people be people.
whatever's asinine you could think of, it's out there. Man, you got people. The part that really killed me, I'll tell you, get material. You got handicapped people on there wanting to be a star.
Oh, yeah.
I saw a girl with no legs giving lap dances. Come on now, stop playing.
She was giving lap dancing. She wasn't tap dancing.
Listen, this guy was a DJ. He had no legs. All he had was, and he was deformed, and he was a Mexican cat, but he was with the short arm and everything.
But they overcome and adapt. Are you hating on people because they have handicaps?
You missing my point. See, like I said, so many.
Your point is okay. Give me your point, Kevin.
That's why I say somebody called with the chosen few. My point is,
okay, so if somebody go on there today and see you on Cougar Chronicles and you're talking about your broken knee.
First of all, you can't talk and listen at the same time. Okay.
Okay, I'm a talk. You listen.
My point was everybody, everybody wants to be noticed. Everybody wants to say, hey.
Everybody, yeah, because you know what? It's money in it, and you ain't got to get a job. Because if you get enough likes, you can get some dollars.
Okay, now let's look in our profession. You got some people on there, like, it's for the moment. But when you say to them, okay, cool, he's funny for that moment. Okay, we're going to give you your own show. Do a half an hour. Do 40 minutes. Huh? I didn't expect that. You see what I'm saying?
They don't have anything to do with that. It's the people that change comedy to that kind of thing. While everybody was sitting around, everybody lost their like everything became microwavable when we went under, when we were trying to run away from COVID. So people lost the ability to really have the ability to sit and wait for something because they didn't know what was going to happen in the next moment. And we never got back to being relaxed and able to, process stuff.
But what about the love?
So the comics couldn't be out. We couldn't be out. So they started putting up those clips. And they got votes. Whatever. They got likes and whatever. And the more likes you got, the more money you got.
And the views.
So we were used to being on stage talking, trying to get money, and they just sitting home putting up a stupid clip. And then they started thinking, okay, these are comedians. They made me laugh for this 10 seconds. And then they go out and they book a show based around these people having all these 1 million likes, but then got a show to go with it.
Mhm.
So they
Did they-
told them they were comedians, but they found out differently once they got to the shows.
Well, it's not. Well, now we're speaking on because that's department comedian, but you got people in there think they're a model. You got people on here thinking they're DJs, that whatever it is, fashionistas. Everybody's an influencer. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody wants to be an influencer. Everybody term themselves influencers. And
Mhm.
then, like, well, they know how to get followers. I don't know. I ain't trying to know. There's too much. It's hard for me to just get on here and log on. So
Mhm.
I'm not trying to go back just to keep up with the Joneses,
Mhm.
you know? So I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but that's the fact of the matter. That's the way the world is shaped now. The social media. I mean, it can be friend or foe, but one
Yeah.
thing, you gotta take some time for those who believe everything they see on it. You got to take a break from it. You really do. You believe
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah. Otherwise, you get caught up. You really will.
and most
Okay,
people.
let's move on.
Okay.
Marvin Sapp faces accusations over donation misuse.
Wait, just before you go there, Miss Barbara, the
Mhm.
one thing I wanted to say, there was a 60-minute, I'll see if I can get that to you, a 60-minute episode. It might have been maybe 2 or 3 years old or a little bit further back than that. Leslie Stahl was on there and talking about the internet and how people and the comment that I came back with is people check Google like Google is God, right? But she
Oh,
started
okay.
speaking to one of the person that she was interviewing, and he was showing her like when you go to Google, Google's going to grab information. It's not going to vet the information that it's grabbing. And it was something I can't remember, but they wanted to get to some other information, and at that point, I don't know if it still stands today, it was something that was kind of banned or would be filtered or whatever the case is. So it would show them something about nature and said something like the seals in whatever place do such and such. And they're like, oh, okay, that's nice. But when they went to go back and look to verify that statement wasn't true at all. And so when
Mm.
people get to the place of just thinking that Google is God, Google is going to tell you the truth, we realize as we go about today, people have a tangential relationship with the truth. The truth,
Hmm.
and we keep trying to own the truth, right? As opposed to, validating people's experiences and then understanding what the truth is. So, yeah, that's I, I just wanted to throw that in there.
But the sad part about it is, they were trying to compare Google and Wikipedia, and they were basically saying Wikipedia was just made up stuff.
Mhm.
So I think a lot of people think that Google is the real thing because
I
we've been
think so
told
too.
that, uh, um, because we have the phone, we have the computers, and we're like, I want to know about this. So where else can we go? I mean, I've seen that they've started advertising some other thing, but I've never gone on it. But
I'm old
that's something
fashioned.
to think about as
I
far
love
as the
our
Google thing.
reference librarians. I'm old fashioned. Those people know so much, and then they don't come with any kind of at least the ones that I've run into back home in Connecticut.
Mhm.
In Windsor, Connecticut, I'll shout them out, Windsor Public Library. They will get you to where you need to be without any political context and get you to your references, to get you to the truth of the matter, or at least to the place where you can find it. I think now
I couldn't
everybody's
tell you the
selling
last
something.
time I stepped into a library.
Oh, I still love my
Library.
library. I want to make my own t-shirt. I still love that library.
Really? Hmm.
Hmm.
Library of Lies.
No,
I think I still got my encyclopedia somewhere in storage.
I go to the library as well. I love the library.
right? It's a wonderful place. A wonderful place. I
Hmm.
think people have printed lies, yes, but it takes a little bit more to print them. I think it's easier to type them or to speak them. And so, and then going back, yes, we have the misrepresentation of the truth as far as history and all of those other kind of things, but then you can go and find the truth as you dig for it, right? But now I think we've got, even with Google, and I hate it. Like you'll go and you'll search something, and then you have the AI summary of it. Let me just get to the story.
And Google can't be that true because I Googled myself and said I saw where someone had asked the question, how much is Barbara Carlyle worth? And they put $8 million.
Well, all right. That's your worth. You may not be paid that, but that's your worth.
That ain't nowhere near paid that. Now
Mhm.
they should have put $8,000 or $8.
You're,
And I add the other zero.
you're being coy, and it's just,
Huh?
that's being coy, and you
No,
let your humility
I
show.
wish I was worth $8 million. This would be the fabulous, wonderful Cougar Chronicles.
It is.
That's what it would be.
I think,
Shut it
Barbara,
up,
that everyone else is valuing you higher than you value yourself. I think that's what's going on there. So you probably are worth $8 million. So if I was you, I wouldn't eat at everybody's house because I think they're going to try to take you out.
I
Thinking
will
that
not.
there's
I'll give
money
you
to be
something really healthy to
made.
eat.
Yeah, she will be giving me all kind of stuff she got in the garden, Sandra. I ain't never even seen none of them plants. I think she's kin to Bill Gates.
No,
I think
no.
he was
Not that
like,
I'm
I'm not
aware of.
genetically
Not that I'm aware
modified. None
of.
of that food.
Uh-uh.
DeAndre Doc, that's a nice picture of you behind you.
Thank you.
Must have been in your younger days.
No, that was literally like 4 weeks ago. I mean,
Uh,
2 months.
okay, where were you at a show?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, he gonna say yes, ma'am. Okay, we
That's
gonna go
Southern
on.
hospitality. I always say, even when we on the phone, I say that.
I know, and I tell you, stop saying yes, ma'am to me. I'm a cougar. Anyway,
Barbara, just because you got that blonde wig on, everybody know your hair gray, okay?
my
Yes,
hair's
ma'am.
not great. I
It's
just
the
dyed my hair.
appropriate.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you much, cause I got to get my braids back tomorrow, so I dyed my hair. Anyway,
Yeah, I'm braiding my
uh,
hair Thursday. That's why I got my hat. I got to keep it in uniform. So I got it packed down
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Be,
whatever.
be
All
braiding.
right, here we go. Marvin Sapp faces accusations over donation misuse. Gospel singer and pastor Marvin Sapp is being questioned online over rumors of misused church donations. A viral video alleges funds meant for ministry were redirected elsewhere. While no formal charges exist, the story has churchgoers asking for transparency. Is this the one where he told them to close the door?
That's what I'm asking. Is that a different one?
Is that the one?
That's the one.
They
That's
keep
Okay,
adding,
but
to it.
yeah. So what they showing the clip. They show the whole video. The video longer, but yeah, that's the clip they talking about.
Yeah, that's the
okay,
one.
so what happened to make them think that he took the money and did something with it?
It went to his bank account. Allegedly.
It went into his bank account, did it, really?
They,
What they
I
say?
think
They don't know what they did.
From the different stories, like I don't follow them kind of stuff. I just, me, I'm just gonna use the sound, make me a little skit, keep a little paycheck coming in. On by my day.
But okay, so supposedly they had raised so much money, and then he asked that there was about how many people in there? 1,000 people? No, it was more than that because he asked them for $20 to get everybody to give another $20.
Yeah, like they did the first collection, and when he said close the door, he was trying to get another round, and
From
basically
everybody.
he was just
And
trying.
he wanted the people standing behind to give $100.
The people did what?
Supposedly he wanted the people that was standing behind him that was closest to give $100, and the rest of the congregation will get 20.
So
then
what
1,000
were they
online.
going to do with the money? Because I read somewhere that he gave it to some mission or something. So I don't know what's going on. What do they do with the money when they
Supposedly
take it
things
up?
for the church.
I read it wasn't his church, it was another church. But when I said they added to it, I didn't see the whole video. I just saw the clip. But when he kept saying close the doors, I actually thought they was replaying it because he said like 4 times. But when you hear it again, they saying he said lock the doors. So he keep adding stuff to it. Yeah, but they said it wasn't even his church. He was raising for another church.
Yeah.
It was from what I understand, it was a conference. So several churches coming together.
So who gets the money?
I don't know if they were covering expenses. Again, for me, I like to stay on the outer edge until we get the whole story. I think, we've got it's, and whether it's his story or the other things, we will get a little piece and we'll start running with it. Now, there were some things that I didn't particularly appreciate. I think I don't know if you guys have been to a service where they're trying to raise a particular amount. Maybe it is because they did the event and then they can't cover the costs. And that's the wrong way to do it. We should have the money ahead and then we go with that budget. It's still bad to have to lock the doors and, or feel that you need to do that. And then we just need to handle our money better, period. We need to be able to manage our presentations and all the things so we don't have situations like that. It gets frustrating. I think also I'm not an artist. But if you're getting paid, well, we've all been in places where you haven't gotten paid or you haven't gotten paid on time. So if somebody was to catch you in that moment, depending on how you roll, they might catch you being upset and saying, well, so where's the money? Or you end up leaving. Again, I'm not justifying that. I don't like that way of running things, but I don't know the details, and you can't get the truth unless you get to somebody who was really there and saw the whole thing from beginning to end.
Right.
Well, I've known times, Miss Owens, you say that you are a gospel comic. I've known comics who have done churches, and they came back, and how comics talk, and they were talking about how they would have the congregation take up a collection for them, and then the deacons would take it in the back. And they didn't understand why are you taking it in the back when the money was taken up for me? I don't need you to count it.
Right.
Well, that's a practice. That's what a lot of times they'll do. They'll take it in the back. And then sometimes what they'll take it in the back and then give you a payment from the church or whatever. So you're not running out there with cash or something like that. Not to say that, I can't speak for everybody's, what they're doing, but that's normally like the practice, that you don't just hand out money like that.
So I do.
You told them to give that person that money. You said, okay, we're going to take up a collection for the person that performed here today. Why are you taking it to the back? You just took the money up. You don't need to count it. You don't need to account for it. You just hand it over. And if he get hit in the head in the parking lot, he get hit in the head in the parking lot. Either that or invite me back there with you.
Oh, sure. I mean that could be a thing, I suppose. That could absolutely be a thing.
Like some people have like associates and stuff that go with them. They should have.
Yeah. Have you ever had that problem?
So I went to a conference one time, and it was Bishop Bloomer, and I was so excited to see him because how they talk about himself. And he asked the congregation, I think he said it was like $20,000. He said, I know it's in there. If you ain't got it, if you got 500, get with somebody that's got 500. It was a bunch of, I feel like a lot of manipulation going on in church, whether it's good or bad. And if you fall for it. And so he raised all the money. He brought all the money up and he prayed for the certain ones. I had $3 that day, and that's what I took up there. He said he would let everybody know what he raised. He never came back out. And then when the pastor that was going to preach came out, he couldn't even get $500 because everybody had gave all their money to him. He didn't say why he wanted to raise it or nothing, but the people just gave it. So I feel like it's a form of manipulation, but it's up to you whether you choose to fall into that or not. Because the Bible says be a cheerful giver.
So what happened to him?
Not manipulate a giver, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
What happened to him? He stayed in the back. Did he preach?
He didn't never come back out. It was a conference called the Warfare or something. I was so shocked because I was excited to meet him, see him and stuff. He asked for that money. He didn't say we're gonna raise this money to do blah blah. He didn't say what it was for. He just said it, and the people was giving it. It was boring. I mean, I can remember back in the day when my mama, she's passed way now, but she used to write postponed checks because the atmosphere they put you in. But the Bible says be a cheerful giver, and if you give it grudgingly, you might not give it at all. So what happens is once I dig in my pocketbook and give you what I'm gonna give you, you shouldn't ask for nothing else. But a lot of times they'll say we need to count it right there. We're trying to get a goal. We need $100 more, and 20 people can stand up. I've never seen nobody, and not talking about the church, but I've never seen anybody after they get that $100 tell the rest of them to sit down. They take it all. So there is some kind of funny stuff going on, but I don't know what he did with the money.
I like what you
Wow.
said, and what the Bible says, that the Lord loves a cheerful giver. He doesn't need our money. He doesn't. They may need it, but he doesn't. And he would rather you not give it if you're giving it, with side eye or because he doesn't need any of it. And so I think then it goes back to if somebody's, skimming off the top or not giving a proper accounting, God's eyes are not shut and everybody's going to have to give an account. And we've got to empower people to understand, read the word, know what is required of us by God, and everybody else is underneath him. So if you've got a problem with those who are underneath him, you go directly to God because we have that opportunity and privilege. Go to him. And as he lays it on your heart and he can speak to his children directly, then you give accordingly. But you don't give under compulsion. You don't give under guilt. You don't give under any of those circumstances at all.
Okay, let me ask one of the questions I always always was, in the back of my mind. When it comes to tithing, is tithing only monetary, or does tithing encompass other things that you might do in the church?
Can I respond to that?
Yes.
From what I comprehend, back in the day, a tenth was of what you grew, or your cattle, whatever that was. But as time passed on, people would go travel so far to trade, and maybe I trade my corn for your rice, whatever, and then stuff was spoiled or whatever, and then money came about, which people say, well, money won't back then, the back days, but I've read where it said Jesus told the guy to go get the money out the fish's mouth, pay the taxes. So yeah, it was. But a lot of people think it's just money. It could, to me, I could think it could be 10% of your time. But a lot of people want that and some more. Also, I haven't read where it says everybody's supposed to do it. I've read where they say Abraham did it for his family. The reason I pay tithes or give tithes is because it works for me. I wouldn't tell nobody else, oh no, you're wrong for not doing that. It's my personal belief is it works for me. It's the principle of it. But I don't think it's just money.
Ms. B?
I'm getting ready, so I'm not just doing my own words, but I think you're right. We can give a tithe of your time, of your money. It was of your goods back then as well. But there's a scripture in Malachi. I'm just trying to look at it. Yeah, it said, "Bring ye all the tithe into the storehouse." I know it by heart, but I really want to look it up. Hold on.
Malachi 3:10.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. Malachi 3:10. Take a look. I'm squinting because my glasses have not come in. Here we go. All right. So this is King James Version, if everybody's okay with that. It says, "Bring you all the tithe into the storehouse, that there may be meat in my house, and prove me now herewith, said the Lord of hosts, if I will not open up for you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it." So whatever it was, the tithe, some type of monetary or some type of money, in order so there could be meat, right? There might have been trade or barter or whatever the case may be as well, but he's asking so that there would be meat in my house, so that the things and the need of the house of the Lord would be taken care of. It was back in these times, it was a serious thing. I think we take things lightly now. And I'm saying there were times when the priests were going into the holy and the most holy place that they had bells on them and they had different ropes tied to them, because if their hearts weren't right before God, if they weren't coming with a clean conscience and they hadn't done what they needed to do, that all of a sudden you would stop hearing the bells ring and they knew they had to pull them out. But I think because in God's mercy and his graciousness now, he's not as exacting as he was. Like when somebody would you had Achan who stole, you had, what's his name, Ananias and Sapphira who lied about what they gave. And they were serious about it. Said, listen, they didn't have to lie. They didn't have to say that they were going to do something. And so the prophet told them, said that, you know what? The people who are coming in are going to take you out and you're going to die. Said to the wife, gave the wife an opportunity to tell the truth. She told the same lie. And he said, the same people who pulled your husband out are going to be taking you out as well. And so because God, again, we're in a different, I guess people would say dispensation now. We take God lightly. We take things that are holy lightly. We call things that are unholy, holy, and things that are holy, unholy, or don't even give it any respect at all.
Merit.
So I think, again, it's all about one, knowing, understanding, or getting to know who God is, and then respecting him and doing what he says, not necessarily what we feel comfortable with. And if we're not clear, he's such a good father. He wrote it down, and then he's going to make sure that you get an opportunity to get some clarity on it. And again, we're going to be judged by our heart and our character, not by a misunderstanding or somebody who misled. We're going to be led. We're going to be judged by our character and by what he knows that other people cannot see.
Okay. All right.
And just one more thing is tithe and offering. Tithe is a requirement, right? Offering is something that you're giving on top of that.
Top of that.
Yeah. So as far as like your time, if you're a servant of God, you're going to give your time anyway in that servitude.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't tithe a servitude. You know, if you're serving or you are doing as a servant of God, and you are visiting the sick, or decide that you're going to clean the church, or those are services, or you are, a part of your service unto God. Tithing, as she said, is a requirement. It's a commandment. It's 10%. And I have never suffered for giving in my tithing. The windows of heaven have been open, and I am going to go out and collect all the baskets off because they're full now, because they're out on the lawn. But you will never not receive from God by giving in your tithes, your 10%, or in your offering if God lays it on your heart. And this is what she said as well. She did tell you that it's according to what God has laid on your heart to give that you give. Don't be moved by what people or whoever's standing before the church is asking of you. Check with God to see if God is asking you to give, because he doesn't want to take the food from the children's mouth. And don't give all that you have if God didn't tell you to.
And I think also sometimes people use offering as like that chain letter. Well, if you do this, then this will happen. And the way that God blesses is going to be the way that God blesses. It may not be monetarily for you. It may be something else that he decides to do. What God does, he does well. And so I feel like when some people have gotten there, and I guess the prosperity gospel is the phrase that is used, where people like, well, if you do this, then this is going to happen. I don't speak for God. God has told us what we need to do. Do what we need to do. God's going to do what he's going to do, and what he's going to do is going to be right. He's going to take care of his children, but we've got to give what it's asking for is a faithful tithe. So it's not a chain letter. It's not, I don't know, it's not an investment bank or whatever the case is. It really is out of relationship because my father asked me to take care of his house. This is what I'm going to give him. Right. And because he has blessed me, because I love him, I'm going to give him this amount more, whatever that is. But it's not because I'm going to give to get back. Because again, we're going to be judged by our heart and an offering. That's why when Jesus was talking about, remember the lady, the woman who gave the widow's mite, and Jesus was explaining that she gave more than even the Pharisees that were there, and they gave a huge amount. That he wasn't impressed by that. She gave all that she had. and they gave off of the top of what they have, and they actually had horns blowing or whatever the case is, so that people could see what they were giving. And she's just kind of putting her head down and giving her offering.
Mhm.
So God is going, it's a personal relationship, it's a personal accountability with him. And we got to make sure that we're coming to him with a pure heart and not being manipulated by others. I think we don't understand what his voice sounds like because we haven't spent enough time with him, reading what he set for us. And so other voices have been speaking often and loudly, and somehow we have confused that with his voice. When he speaks, he's clear. He doesn't contradict himself, and we can trust where he's coming from.
I know a lot of people have problems with giving tithes and offering, but to me, some people say, "Well, that ain't in the Bible." If
It
I'm
is.
a part of something, you can be a part of the Brownies or the Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, whatever. You're gonna give that due. So what's the difference other than you doing it for God? Like I said, it works for me.
Mhm.
And people have to realize too that when you come into the church, they got the lights on. And if it's cold, they got heat on. And there's
Mhm.
requirements. He said,
Right.
when you're looking at what are they doing with the money. Well, you don't know what the IRS is doing with it. You don't know what the bank is doing with it, because they taking all your money in your account and investing it. But you want to hold the church to a higher than what you hold anyone else. And God willing, the church that you are a member of, and if you're tithing and if you're giving an offering, don't worry about what they are doing. Now, if you suspect some shadiness going on, check it. Then it is what it is. Maybe God is showing you whatever He needs to show you. But by the same token, if you're giving it and you are giving it freely and you giving it wholeheartedly, then let God handle what needs to be handled, because He will. He will. And my bishop used to always say, if you try to cover your head, your feet gonna show. And when you try to cover your feet, your head gonna show. So whatever needs to be revealed will be revealed. But you do what you know to do is right. And God will bless you. And just like He's not always going to give you a return like money for money. I have peace, I have rest, I have like answers to my kids are covered. I have blessings. There's just so much that God gives that's far outweighs cash in your pocket or whatever you're looking for to return on your investment. But as far as like tithing, to me is the best investment that you could ever make, because the return on that is astronomical.
Okay. All right, we're going to talk about one more subject before we take a minute break. Oprah is in the news. Oprah has been subpoenaed in a federal lawsuit. Oprah Winfrey has been subpoenaed in a federal case involving a former business associate. While she's not the focus of the investigation, her name being included has caused a media stir. Her team has yet to respond, but the legal community and Black Twitter are watching closely. Now, Oprah has been in the news lately about the people she has been associated with. They're even trying to link her up with P. Diddy and some of the things that he was involved in. What say everybody?
Maybe she ain't pay her tithes. Who knows? You know.
Well, I mean, it might be as an employer, right? So one of your employees does something and it's under your name, you're going to get called in. I don't know.
Well, they were basically talking about a lot of the people that she had ties to, like Jeffrey Epstein, um, some of the other people, some of the people that are, in the news now, as far as being corrupt and doing stuff that's unlawful. So I don't know
What were
what
her
is
ties
happening.
to him? I don't know.
Don't do with kids, right? Or sex trafficking or something like that.
The sex trafficking and all that kind of stuff that she has been back and forth to the island and whatever. I
You, you know what they do? They do this all the time. They did it with all the people that has a lot of money. black people rather, like Michael Jackson, when they want to, I was getting ready to ask you what was Oprah trying to buy, because generally when they're trying to buy something that white people don't think they should have, then they start throwing all these things out about them. They did this, they doing that, they are part of this, and that's just what they do when they feel that you've gotten too high, or you are trying to purchase something that they don't think that you have a right to.
Yes.
And this right here is like they're repeating what they've already done to so many already. Now, I'm not saying that she's guilty of whatever it is that they're trying to bring her under the thing. I don't know. But I tell you, she's whatever it is, she's no less guilty than anybody else that's white or of any other Caucasian type
Or
person.
okay.
Whatever. Because I just don't, they do this because, okay, first of all, she supported uh, Kamala when she was running, and they went out and they talked and they did everything they supported. Well, the people that are in place now don't like that, and they want to bring them down. Everybody that did whatever, like a retaliation or whatever. I don't know what this lawsuit is about, so I'm just speaking blindly because I don't know. But by the same token, I wouldn't let it take me from whether I like a person or not. Now, listen, there's no perfect people in this world at all. So everybody has done something. So whether she's being called on the carpet about something, I don't really think Oprah's involved in sex trafficking. I'm just gonna tell you, okay? I don't care how many outlets that she don't went on. Oprah ain't went there because she's part of a sex trafficking ring, you know. And I don't know nothing about no P. Diddy, but I'm almost certain that Oprah and P. Diddy didn't get together, okay? And all I'm saying is that you just gotta everything with a grain of salt. I'm telling you, it may be a little bit of truth, but that ain't all truth. And I really don't believe that she will be involved in anything like that. That is just like way left field. But what they will do is that all they want to do is just put it out there and make people run with it.
And
That's
start
all they
talking.
require.
Yeah.
They don't require truth. They just want to put it out there and see what you do with it. And they're going to let you do what you want to do. And if it brings her down, if it takes some of her money, and if it does that and makes her look at a little bit lower than where she's at right now, I think they'll be happy. But they just want them destroyed because they are black.
So I see the story. Is that the story that was on page 6?
I don't know what page it was on.
Yeah, I don't know this resource at all. I don't really know who it is, but it's called page 6, and the title says Russell Simmons. I'm not going to say the word because I think you can get blocked because of it. But accuser Drew Dixon subpoenas Oprah Winfrey, dragging icon into legal drama. So again, anybody's name can be dragged into anything, and it's unfortunate because the way that we are now, if your name is just attached to it, people automatically assume that you're guilty of the thing before you have an opportunity to answer to anything. This administration that we're in as well,
Definitely with this administration.
the tangential relationship that they have with the truth, or what they like to put together to call it the truth, is a problem.
They don't even care if it's truth or not. I mean, they have gotten to the point now where it doesn't matter. I'm gonna say what I want to say. I'm gonna do what I want to do. All of y'all are DEI, so we don't really have to answer to you all.
And we've got to be careful consumers, right? So just because you said it doesn't mean that I'm going to swallow it. I got to do research if I need to. And some of it is not even worth the research. What are you supposed to be focused on? I think Kev was saying earlier that usually when there's something else going on, there's a distraction over in the room. So let's not get distracted. Let's stay focused on whatever we are called to do.
And the thing about it is, I think that we as Black people are just sitting back and watching all this unfold because, we've been through so much that nothing really faces us now because we know how to overcome and adapt.
Some of us do. Some of us have gotten caught up. Some of us have gotten
well, some of us have gotten caught up because some of us want to assimilate. Some of us want to think that because we might have a little bit of money in the bank, or we might have this or that, we're right next door to them. They allow me to move into this neighborhood, so now I gotta be a part of them. I can't be the average Negro. So of course they're gonna think, oh well, I understand what they're doing, and I like what he's doing. I like that he can go in and look at my account and look at people who's people taking money and people doing this and people doing that. It's crazy. It's just crazy. All the things that are happening, and people are still rallying behind stupidity. I don't get it. It, I mean, you
Once
want to
again,
change the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. You
That
want to send away all the immigrants except the ones in your family. You want to do everything that's just crazy. Now you go everything that's black. You're trying to shut down the museum of history, black history, and all that. You don't want black history taught. You just closed the Harriet Tubman museum thing or whatever. It's just crazy. What are you going to do with us? I mean, even though you try to um, uh, get rid of everything, tell people to stop teaching this and that, it's still there. You cannot take it away. You cannot force people not to teach this, that, or the other. Or you're going to do away with education. So what we're going to do with kids every day? I guess the parents get to stay home because you're taking every job there is.
Well, he's not trying to get rid of education everywhere. He just want to get rid of it for black people.
Hmm.
That is so right.
know your history, learn your history. Don't let anybody else tell you your history.
It's
Well,
never going to
that's
go anywhere.
easy.
It's never going to go
It's
anywhere.
easy
It's
for
not going to
us
go
to say
away.
because we have gotten to a certain point of of education in our lives. But what do we say to kids who are just coming up
We got to
unless we teach
teach.
them ourselves? I know
Listen,
we do.
we've got to teach. Because I'm still learning. We had a Black History Month party at our house, and
Oh, you DEI, you weren't supposed to do that. Does
okay,
Trump know you did that?
he
Oh,
may
I
know
wish he
now if
had
he's
passed by
concerned.
your house when he was on his way back to Mar-a-Lago. I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to tell him where you
yeah.
live over in Tampa.
Uh,
Okay,
didn't even
okay.
invite, didn't even invite
She
me.
had a Black History program. Are
We
you out of
did.
your mind?
We no,
You
no,
uppity. You are
no,
uppity.
not at all. But like, so the part of it was we had some people who had were at the one person who was at the march on Washington, and he told us his perspective. And then uh I put together a game called Don't Lose Your Black Card. And in the game, you can't really lose your black card. You have to either tell history that you know or talk about history in your family. So you were learning something every day. And some of the things that I'm sad that I did not know growing up, you weren't taught it, right? We only had 1 month, and then you had maybe this big of a paragraph in your history book about what Black History Month is, what Black history is. And there's so much. There's so much to
Yeah,
learn.
it's too much. It is too
Mhm.
much. Like he stood flat-footed and said that they built the country. They built.
And then you don't
Uh,
get into conversations like that. You just, that one person who knows everything and they really don't know anything. You just kind of smile and nod, and then you go back to your conversation. Because
mm,
we've got to know. We've got to
yeah,
learn. We got to know. We can't get distracted. We can't get frustrated. You might want to say a couple things when you're together at home, get it off your chest, but get back and be focused.
yeah. That's all right. We're gonna go to a break. I don't know why we need to because we only got about 10 more minutes before we're totally done. Uh, let's see who our Cougar snack is for this week. Uh, we gave the Cougar snack last week,
I thought it
and
was
Diane Porter was not hungry, she said.
Was it
That
Kevin
was
Kev?
that. Huh?
It was Kevin.
thank you, Miss V. Miss
No,
V.
Oh,
it wasn't Kevin. You know who it was? It was what's his name? Tyler. What is he?
Harry.
The little boy on he's on died. Everybody hates
Chris.
Chris. Him.
Abbott Elementary. That
Yeah,
guy.
he's on Abbott
Oh,
Yeah,
Elementary.
that's the
Yeah.
show on Abbott Elementary.
yeah.
Yeah.
Barbara,
And
nobody was hungry. Nobody was hungry. Come on, come on.
yeah, but he
Yeah,
was
I didn't
kind
have
of
an
like
appetite.
him.
That's
He's nice.
coming to his own.
I like
He's a
him.
he
cute
was a
little
snack, but
young
I wasn't
man.
hungry. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see who they got for Cougar Snack this week. Okay, this week is none other than David Banner.
I don't know who that is.
Yes,
I
you
don't know how
do.
to cook.
Okay.
Remember that?
I
Let
don't
me
know how to
say,
cook a snack. How does a cougar snack thing work?
oh,
I
we
mean, was
just
it
no. We just name whoever we think is the snack of the week.
okay? He's snack of the week.
Yeah, this
He's
week.
So
snack.
So when
Last
I hear
week,
David Banner, I think of the Hulk. Wasn't that his name before
no,
he?
not that David Banner. Which
That's
talk
Okay.
about the
Bruce
black
Banner.
David Banner, the
That's
actor.
all I
I'm
remember.
hungry.
Wasn't he a rapper or something? He did something.
Yeah, I'll take that snack.
He was a rapper. David
So who
Banner.
is he? Who is David Banner? I don't know him.
He's in the family business. New Orleans. Um, he was in Fright Night, the $1 Million Heist. He played on The Equalizer, and he was in The Porter, which was his latest powerful film called role. He
Thank
David
you.
Banner.
He's also in the
Yeah,
India scenes a video with India Ari.
yeah, he's in a video with India Ari as well. Dark skinned brother. He has really you knew him mostly for music, but now he's making a way in acting. So Diane, you still not hungry? Google him
I,
and look at him.
I'll
I'm
eat.
hungry. I'll take
She says she hungry. She'll take her.
it.
I remember that one. I'll eat.
Yeah, you eat that. Yeah, David Banner, he's cute.
Yeah.
But I think he's
Who did
gotten
he
a
play,
little
Barbara? Who did
popular.
he play in the Equalizer? What did he play? Who did he play in the Equalizer?
I
Was
don't
he just a
remember.
guest appearance or something?
Now I don't even know if this is the one with Queen Latifah. It's the one with Denzel.
Denzel.
It's the one with Denzel. I can't remember. Anybody know what role David
Which
Banner
one?
played?
Yeah,
But I know in the family business, the
I
new
don't watch
one,
that either.
New
I think that's where I
Orleans.
remember him from that.
That's what I was trying
Yeah,
to
Uh,
say.
I don't watch any of that, Bar. So I don't, I don't watch any of that.
I'm looking at Love is Free.
Is it?
No, I'm saying you stupid. Welcome, Love is Free. And I'm trying to figure out who is Love is Free. Please tell us who you are and where you came from. Um, that's the one. They say he's on the one with Queen Latifah, the Equalizer. Uh,
Oh, okay.
Does he play the cop?
I don't know. I should have done better. But I know David Banner. That's why I didn't. I thought everyone knew him. I'm trying to remember what would trigger y'all memory because y'all seen him because he started being in a lot of things. Oh my God.
I think they say his rap. He used to rap like bashing women, but he kind of changed
Oh really?
from that. I
Hmm.
took a picture with him
That's
one
his
time, and I
deal.
was so excited. He had to take my phone and take the picture. That's how
Oh
excited I would go. I said,
God.
"I'll take the
Oh.
snack."
That's probably why he was talking about women bad because you was up there about to eat him up at the snack. Okay. We're gonna get us a snack that y'all gonna like. Now, who was the first one we had? I can't remember, and everybody went crazy. But Diane said she'd eat this week, so
Yeah, last week
Barbara
I could
said
eat.
she
I
would
wasn't
eat.
hungry.
You wasn't hungry last week because that wasn't
No.
even a snack. That was just something
Yeah,
to pick up and keep going.
there's some
A
made me
grape.
full.
That
Look
was
at
a
that.
grape. Good night, family. It's past my bedtime. All right, Miss V, thank you for dropping in, y'all. We gotta go. Man, I'm glad we got a chance to come on. We normally come on at 7 o'clock, but the weather here was terrible, terrible, terrible. And I hope it stays silent the rest of the night because I
Okay,
do
well,
have to
everybody
do
be
some
safe.
traveling.
All
I
right,
didn't hear you.
Bar.
Okay, I want to thank everybody for coming on. Remember, we come on every Monday night, usually at 7 o'clock. So if you can, please join us. That's Eastern Standard Time. Again, if you're in the Texas area, in San Antonio, Houston, or Austin, the Funny and Fearless tour will be in your area. That's me, Flame Monroe, and the fabulous Tiffany Haddish. So thank you for coming on tonight. You go out and tell somebody that knows somebody that got a computer. Let them know we're doing this on Monday nights, and we're having a pretty good time, if I have to say so myself. I want to thank everybody for coming out. Please, please go out and show somebody that you can love them, even if you don't. Just show love to the world. Okay?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
we'll show it back.
Good night. Be
Kevin, you
safe.
take care of that knee.
Yeah,
Okay?
will do.
Do that. Mitchell, thank you for coming on, showing us your big weed supply. We're gonna have the cops over there. Diane, we're gonna have you a
Yes,
better
ma'am.
snack every time. Sandra,
Oh,
thank you for
yeah.
coming on. Miss Owens, we hope you join us again in the future.
I will.
So, on
Thank you.
behalf of Like Minds, Come Through Network, and all the people that make this wonderful. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.